And hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Welsh Chess Chat. Happy New Year, everybody. We're back after a couple of weeks off due to family commitments, illness, and a bit of a mixture of everything else. But hello, I am FIDE Master Jonathan Blackburn, and I'm joined by everybody's favourite candidate master, Alex Bullen. How are you, Alex?
I'm very well, thank you. Happy New Year, John.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Are you warm enough in that those layers you've got on there?
I am. I haven't quite, given in and put the heating on yet, but I felt like I nearly have to. It's very cold.
Yeah, because you're in an apartment. Do you wait for the other people in your apartment to put the heating on? Does that affect you?
I think so. 6th floor, so I still heat rises.
Heat rises. You must be getting loads of freebies there.
I wouldn't say loads. Like, it's still pretty cold, but yeah, it's better than putting it on myself.
Yeah, typical fashion. But Johan, Dr. Johan Rees, you've got your name as here because you've joined by your email. Can you see that, by the way?
I can, yeah. How do you change it?
How would you change
Everyone email him. Everyone email him.
Yeah, everybody email him. You've got his email now. You just spam email him.
You know how I reply, Alex.
Yeah, well.
It'll be next year before I find out that someone's emailed me.
How are you, Johan? We know that you've not been very well. How are you now?
It's been awful. It's been like literally the worst year so far. I haven't been this ill for a really long time. It's absolutely terrible.
How do you think you caught it?
I don't know. I have no idea, but
just blame your kids. Blame your kids.
Yeah, I think we got it before the kids, weirdly though. So maybe it was a New Year's Eve thing. We went over to friends on New Year's Eve, so I don't know. But they weren't ill, so I don't know. It literally was terrible though. I had like a fever for like 5 or 6 days straight. Like, do you know how it normally lasts like a day or two? You get worse, then you get better. Oh no, it's just like kept going, staying around. Just need to be better for this weekend, hopefully.
Well, that's if you're in the team, of course, because we haven't given away our selection and do not want to. But I'm sure you'll make a gargantuan effort for this weekend. He's referencing that we've got the National League this weekend that we're playing, and Alex is the captain. However, the Welsh Chess Chat, we're going to have a look at the WCU calendar and ratings. We'll see big changes in the ratings, guys, because it's ticked over. So I don't know if we're able to go back and have a look at the final standings or not, but we'll have a look at that.
Pretty sure it hasn't reset, but
Oh, it hasn't reset yet. Oh, right.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert there. I was going to surprise it and leave it as a surprise for myself. It's like one little thing I look forward to every week is clicking on the ratings to see what's happening as well. But
games played has been reset, though, I assume.
Well, we'd hope so. Although the Welsh players at Hastings, which we're going to have a look at too, we've obviously got one game that I think we're all quite keen to have a look at in a bit more detail, which we'll come on to. But will their games go into January, Alex, or will they go back to December? Do you know? Or
it should be in. I think usually they delay it and they include it in December, but I think either way works, right? Like, I don't think there's a right or wrong way of doing it.
Okay. So that's sometimes when the tournaments are going on the cusp of the month. We don't know whether they go into like the month they've just been played in, or they go into the next month too. Obviously, we've got 4 NCL this weekend, so we'll have a look forward to some of the pairings there and what's going to happen. And also just a bit more of a broader view on what 2024 has got to bring. Because I think it's going to be quite a big year, actually, for Welsh chess. A lot of interesting things going on. A lot of interesting tournaments just around the corner as well. And, of course, we've got we're going to have to put a separate section in for the candidates too. And I'm sure, Johan, have you been, because you've not been very well, have you been listening to the C Squared podcast and other things? Do you know all about this? Good. We'll get some more information from you on that point. Anything else to add, guys, before I move on?
No, we can just wing it as we go, I reckon.
Okay. Well, we'll wing it as we go then.
I've got a game to show you from Title Tuesday if you want.
Oh yes, please. Yeah.
I probably had a few I could have shown, but I've got a line that I have literally invented, and I think it's quite cool. It's good for blitz, not so much maybe for. It's probably fine for over the board as well. But,
yeah.
And it gets really good results in Blitz. So I had a
Okay, I'll look forward to that then.
To show you. So.
In fact, do you want to show it us now?
Whenever you want, really.
Yeah. I'd love to see this, to be honest, Joanne. We'll just have a click on the ratings because we've been told that is. So while he's loading that up, we'll have a look at who's.
I've got it.
So
Let me just press.
This should all be reset, by the way. So this should all go down to these new ratings are what we're currently playing in, and into this 6-month kind of category. So these should all reset, and this will be the current order when they've all changed, unless any of these games have been in the past week or so. And we do get to announce what's happened in the most played games. So he got to 81, Josh McKenna did. So congratulations to him winning the best award, which we yet to buy anything for that, haven't we? I'm going to have to put some, go and buy him. No, I won't just get him a certificate. I want to get him a little trophy.
Chocolates.
No, the tiniest trophy in the world.
We should all sign it. Give him a Welsh Chess Chat tat.
Oh, we should have a Welsh Chess Chat hoodie.
That's quite a big price.
Yeah, I know. But we've now got a logo, Johan, haven't we?
Oh, right, have we?
We've got a logo. We should have a Welsh Chess Chat hoodie, Welsh Chess Chat cap, get some merch on the go. I think people would love that.
They kept on banging on about merch on the C Squared podcast now because they've got merch.
Oh, have they?
Keep going on about merch.
Oh, God. I didn't know that. Sorry. Okay, well done to Josh and Tim, close second, and all the other players that played all these games. They've done a fantastic job there. But there's not really any changes, massive changes. And the biggest improver was Ruben Hillier, junior, who's played some really good chess and up now to 1363 on the new ratings. So that's the rating now that he'll be given when he plays games. And so will he go up? Will he go down? It's a big jump. Irish Murphy, Louise Davis, Oliver Kaminsky, all juniors, all improving rapidly, as well as some of these other people as well. Well done to Vince, highest rated adults to improve, and Glenn and Lee as well. In fact, Lee Davis has gone up loads.
199. That's pretty insane for someone.
He must have been underrated before because he's always about 2,000, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gone from 1928 to 2127.
Oh, I didn't see that was at. I thought it was up to 1928. Right?
How did he do this? He's he's had a fantastic year.
I've always thought he's a very good player.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, look at that last tournament that is, isn't it? Oh, the last little.
So this is Hereford Championship. Hereford knockouts. So he's got no losses and 3 draws, and the rest of these have been wins 4, 5, 6.
Wait a minute, he hasn't lost for keep off the page.
In fact, when did he last lose?
Oh my gosh!
To an FM.
Axel Smith, 24-12.
Oh, Axel Smith, yeah, he's a GM, and that was in the European Club Cup.
So he hasn't lost for 3 months or something.
But the thing is, though, at the end of the European Club Cup, he was at 2015. And so he's put on 100 points, 120 points, 115 points since then. That's a fantastic effort.
That's insane. These young players,
These Welsh Championship winner now. He's on a roll.
Well, he could cause a problem. And we've already mentioned it at the Welsh Championship. But before we go on to the calendar, let's have a look at this game, Johan, if that's okay, because I'm really interested to get some chess on the stream.
All right.
So your board's now showing, Johan.
All right, cool. So I've just recently been sort of I obviously joined Caro Club with Alex, and so I thought, well, I'll just start playing the Slav as well because then I can just go pre-move 1c6 or something. So
like you did here.
Yeah, well, yeah. So anyway, I pre-move c6. But a lot of people do this thing, don't they, where they fianchetto or they. So yeah, I've sort of dabbled with this playing bishop g4 and then responding with h5, and the computer doesn't really like it, but it's actually really annoying to play against because nobody wants to take and then open up that h file. And people find it really tricky to deal with. So, I mean, this guy plays that, but then you basically just get this H pawn move for free. Sometimes you don't want to give away that bishop. So if you just put your bishop out without moving your H pawn, they go knight H4 and win that bishop pair. So you just get that move in for free. I mean, this guy just kind of fell apart here. He plays c4, and then he's kind
C4, C4 seems like the right thing to do there in a counter-attacking way.
It's not too bad, but the problem is like d4 maybe not so intuitive now. It's just a bit awkward because for a lot of reasons, and so anyway he takes, and his h pawn is under attack and his c pawn. So I guess he kind of tries to be a little bit clever, but I just take here, and then the game's over, really.
The game's over.
I mean, it is. I mean, that's brutal. He's in terrible shape. Like, he's a pawn down, and that king is properly under attack, isn't it?
I was going to say, the pawn actually doesn't even matter, right? He's just going to get mated. Like,
I mean, the fact that knight on f3 is gone is important because, the fianchetto with the knight on f3 as well is kind of difficult to bust that structure, but because the knight's gone as well. And now he throws in that so I can go h4. It's like, oh, thank you so much. But yeah, I took a little while finishing it off, but that rook in the corner's gone now, isn't it? So. But it was kind of nice to win a game quickly in Title Tuesday as black. So, yeah. But I've kind of forgotten how it happens. But if I just quickly go back to the start, the most common way to play the people do is with d4 inserted, and I forgot how it happens, but something like this happens. And then basically what happens is I often sort of take here, and then I play queen a5, and they kind of think, oh, he's kind of coming around that side, and then the queen just goes to this side very quickly. And it's not exactly this, but it's kind of a sneaky maneuver, and I very often checkmate people in this line quite quickly. So it's just something that I've literally invented. It's basically a novelty on move 4 often, this h4.
We're seeing this quite a lot, though, aren't we? It's kind of almost inspired from the, this kind of
Alpha
fishing
Zero
pole
stuff.
Yeah, and
I throw my h pawn all the time, so it was quite natural for me just at least to investigate it. And when I did, the computer was basically saying, yeah, it's not the best, but actually it's tricky to play against. And in Blitz, it's nasty. Nobody will find the best line in Blitz. And even over the board, I think you probably have to be very, very strong.
I think we're going to see this more infiltrating over the board chess, though, aren't we? This h pawn push, it seems to be so popular now. There's openings being evolved around it all the time that you're going to have to learn how to deal with it. And if you don't know how to deal with it, then I think you're going to be in trouble, to be honest. Because you just invite pressure on yourself. As well.
I think most people panic, don't they? You play
most
H4,
people absolutely panic. Yeah,
and h4 usually doesn't do anything. It's like, oh, it might gain some space, or later something will happen. They'll go, right, he's got h4. I have to play h5. Will be their first thought, or I have to react to it. And it's usually how it becomes good.
Well, that's kind of what happened in that game, really, a little bit. h3 was a bit,
Yeah, true.
But it's nice to get a quick win sometimes, isn't it? You just get a bit of a rest. I think I was on zero. I was on 0 out of 4 or something at that point as well.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's where you're playing a CM, right? That's where we belong, down the bottom.
Yeah, and has your rating come down to below 2400 there, Johan?
It was briefly under 2400, yeah.
Are you not going to play until it gets back up to 2500?
I need to play some more just to get it back up. I do. It was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I think.
Spending time with the family, yeah?
I lost 150 points in one day. It was just insane. No, it wasn't Christmas. It was obviously it was the Title Tuesday, next to Christmas, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably whatever Tuesday that was. So yeah.
The thing is, though, this Title Tuesday is a really good weapon. Sorry, not weapon. It's probably a really good tool, I think, that we should all be playing in. And I was really looking forward to this kind of Christmas, New Year period because thinking, right, I've not got any clubs that I run on Tuesday. I can actually probably devote some time to playing in the Title Tuesday, get some games on ChessBase that'll be searchable with me playing some random openings. I haven't played a single one. I've just been doing other things and not being able to take time with it. And it really is getting the time to actually play in it. I thought I'd play in it all the time. You got people that want to play in it all the time, who can't play in it because they're not titled, and then you've got people who are titled not playing in it or not playing it seriously.
Ungrateful on you, John.
I am.
Ungrateful.
I am very ungrateful. Okay, well, we've got the calendar up. Just to have a look at what's coming up. And we do actually have a big tournament actually this weekend that none of us are playing in because we're busy.
Well, we're not juniors, are we?
Sorry, my mistake. It's the weekend after, isn't it, is the big tournament, which one of us is playing in. But we've got the Chepstow Leisure Centre South Wales and South West County Junior Tournament this weekend. That's on the Saturday. And then the weekend after, South Wales Winter Chess Congress. And Alex, are you looking forward to this one?
Yeah, I think it would be good to get a run of games going this month. I haven't played so much recently, like not in terms of tournaments. So I think it's good to have like a block and like I'm not looking forward to the Friday night. That was a pain, but I'm looking forward to the event as a whole.
Yeah, let's have a look at the entrance because we've got the main tournament and we'll have a look at those entrants now. We do have a junior tournament here, which is, as per usual, at this stage, not very well entered. So I'm hoping that we get some more entrants into the under 9s and under 8s. But they did just have the championships last month, right, for 2023.
Yeah, people got titles to defend though.
They hold it for a month and then they got to defend it again, which is pretty hilarious. If that is the proper title tournament, I don't know. I guess we'll wait for that. But at the top end, Alex, second seed, how are you feeling?
I mean, it makes no difference really, does it? But no, I think it's like a good range of opponents there. Like obviously having Greg, Tim, and Binksy there is helpful to have a few players over 2,000, and Joe's over 2,000. So yeah, it's like when I entered, I assumed everyone would have their ratings boosted by this point because I thought they were going to boost them on January the 1st. So I thought like all these 1,600 is going to be 1,800, but
have they not?
No, it happens on March the 1st now.
How much would a 16? Let's say Chris Dixon. Let's just pick him out. How much would he gain from the March the 1st?
Well, if he was 1,600 exactly, it would be 160. So I guess something like 130, 140. So it'd be close to 1,800.
What's the formula to work it out? So just for those people that are watching that don't know, FIDE's brought in some rules that are changing the rating system for people rated below 2,000. I believe that anybody rating 1,000 or 1,000 to 1,400, isn't the floor going to be 1,400 now?
Correct.
And then there's a formula for how much people above 1,400 to 2,000 will gain. So somebody rated 1,999 will gain 1 point?
I think 0.
Or 0.
So if 1,400 is the floor, can you drop off the list?
Oh, I did read about this. But I can't remember the answer. I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be good if people could drop off the list. But then you'd get people deliberately dropping off, right, to get a new rating.
Yeah, you can't. Somebody put in the chat you cannot, but we're not 100% sure. But so, for example, for Chris Dixon here, he's rated 1,665. He would gain, I've just worked it out from the formula in the chat, 134 points. Thank you for that. So his new rating would be 1,799.
Yeah, not bad for doing nothing, right?
Yeah, really.
But it's stupid doing it on March because there's almost no chess after March, right? Like all the tournaments in Wales, they cram into like January and February, and then you have Welsh Championships, and you have to wait until South Wales International. So it's like the wrong time for Wales. It's useless.
Okay, I mean they've probably done it because they had to give so many months' notice, I should imagine, or something.
Well, yeah, but FIDE announced it in July, and then they messed around for like 6 months before they voted on it. They were too busy They were too busy getting rid of the rule about the president staying on, weren't they? That was their priority, to make sure he can stay forever. And they thought then we'll sort the ratings.
And then he can probably move from being a president to I don't know, what's the next one up, and then come back prime minister, and then back to president again, perhaps. Okay, well, 22 entrants in the Open, which is good to see. Hopefully we get a few more before a week's time to still enter. So by all means, get into that. And also the major section is actually really well supported, 38 entrants. Obviously some lower rated players as well, lots of juniors, but still some really strong players at the top here. Some players here could actually potentially play in the Open section, but are choosing not to, which is their choice. as well. So Josh McKenna's there.
Oh, of course he is. You didn't need to point that out.
I thought I'd pick him out.
Defend.
Title to defend, because you know that Tim Kett is playing in this tournament, but also this weekend, Tim Kett and Josh McKenna are playing in Shropshire, in the Shropshire Chess Congress this weekend. So they're going to get either 4 or 5 games. So the battle is already on, guys.
Do you think Josh is just marking Tim now? So like Tim enters
Mark
the
him.
Josh is like, I'm entering that one. I must go.
Oh, Sam, are you coming up for Shropshire as well? Oh, fantastic. I would normally be there, but it clashes with the 4NCL, which was a shame because I like to support my local tournaments. It's just about drivable for me, it was. But okay, enter this tournament if you've not entered already. Let's hope to see it well respected. And of course, it's FIDE rated as well. So Alex, I wouldn't be surprised if you withdrew, actually, seeing as it's March the 1st when it's when the ratings change.
I might play the first round, hopefully get a 1.6 if I can grind out a win, and then
and you don't want to risk it after that, do you? No,
well, it gets me to 2140, doesn't it? So
does it really? You 2139?
Yeah.
£200
Depends what happens
prize.
this weekend, right?
True.
Yeah. Okay, right. Let's see what else is coming up. Welsh under 9 under 8 is the same weekend. There's a WCU Blitz on the 27th with a star next to it. What is this?
Just a Blitz tournament, isn't it?
Just a Blitz tournament.
Well, it's because they have the venue on the Sunday for the Welsh Premier League, so I assume they just get it for the whole weekend and hold the Blitz.
So it's almost like they're making use of what they're booking.
Well, I mean, I assume they wouldn't have to book it for the Saturday. I don't think there's any, but maybe they get a better rate if they book for 2 days. I don't know.
Okay. Well, there's no entrance put on there at the moment, hopefully. I mean, I think that's a great thing to do, though, to be honest. If Blitz, I would say that Blitz chess is, for one day, it's probably the most exciting form of chess that you can do. You get so many games in, and that should attract a wide crowd of people to actually play in that, because you can very easily have somebody of a low rating scoring an upset against somebody of a high rating as well. So I think that's really good use by the WCU of their booking form if they're going to have the room for the Sunday, and they might as well have it for a Saturday as well if it's not much extra cost. Because they're doing that as well with the juniors, which maybe isn't so good. Because the tournament for the juniors isn't all in one day, is it? It's all mixed out throughout the year. But okay. And then, Johan, we've got something else coming on, February 3rd and 4th.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to be better for that?
Oh, I hope so.
He's not coming. He's not coming in my flat if he's sneezing like that.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're aged over 12 years or over, obviously still a junior under 18, of course, then we're doing the training weekend at St. Peter's School. You can click on the info here. I think it's £30 for a day, £50 for a weekend of training.
Bargain.
Well, for 2 FIDE masters that are going to be coaching you, that is very cheap, isn't it? Really, compared to what prices you can see as well. So yeah, Saturday we've got a little bit of a later start because that's the time that I'll be driving down to South Wales, which is why it's a little bit later on that day. So that's new. And then scrolling through, I'm just looking for stars here. But I don't know about you guys, but it seems to become a lot more real that we've got this big Welsh Championships coming up just around the corner. Does it feel like it's close to you?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, I think just because there's like 3 months of heavy chess in between now and then. Like, I think if there was nothing, then maybe. But it's like, yeah, battling through 1 weekend at a time.
Okay, so you say 3 months of heavy chess. What have you got planned? Obviously, you got the tournament in the weekend. You got 4NCL this weekend. You got the weekend.
Yeah, and then there's a congress in the Midlands somewhere in the 28th of January.
Okay,
it's in Northampton, lovely Northampton.
Yeah,
and then 3rd and 4th. Okay, I have a free-ish weekend. That's there, and then 4NCL again, and then the congress in Cardiff. Like it's just never ending. January and February. You can play every weekend without trying. But then it falls off, I guess.
Oh, this is a comment enough.
Very good.
I like that. I like that a lot. Those kind of comments will get shown for sure. Yeah, to be honest though, Alex, I kind of understand what you mean, But the way that I've interpreted it is because it's such a busy time of year for chess. Like I've got the free 4NCL weekends for you. I'm not playing any congresses, but I've also got some junior events that are coming up as well. So I've got like in March, clashing with the 4NCL, which I'll still play 4NCL if I'm selected, of course, is another junior event that I've got to prepare for. The weekend before that is a junior event under 9 in the Wirral. I've got to put a team together for. So there's so much coming up at the moment. But I'm just thinking if I don't start now training, it's just around the corner. And by the time I know it'll be Easter, and I'll be like, oh, what opening was I meant to learn?
Okay.
Yeah.
But then it's interesting because I will play as my preparation for Welsh.
Yeah.
I think for me, playing is more useful than sitting in front of a laptop. Because then if I'm doing it properly and I'm like preparing for games, analyzing games, I think that's much more useful. But yeah, I guess everyone does it differently.
And Johan, are you well enough to tell us how you feel the same as me?
Oh, I need to get well and then learn how to play chess again. I think it's kind of like it's really like weird. It's such a different feeling to this time last year. Like I think because I literally was about to start playing again this time last year, and I don't know when the Congress was, and I assume it was like early January. Was it?
It was
Alex?
quite early. I think it was just over a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I might have even just finished that Congress, and like I actually played like really well in that Congress. I think I played, out of the 5 games, I probably made 1 or 2 inaccuracies, or just one blunder and 1 inaccuracy or something. It was pretty insane. And now fast forward a year and it's like I'm playing absolutely shit. Yeah. It was the first 4NCL weekend that I played. I think that sort of flipped it, and I feel not recovered.
Yeah, let's hope you don't get the Toscheck disease and get improved since then.
It was that game on the Sunday. That was so bad.
I'm sorry, I do remember. We chipped you about it as well, didn't we? But you moved your night out. You attacked him the port. You just went back.
We showed that on stream. That was good.
Do you know what? I should have that as my background. I really should. That position. But anyway, just for those, the only other thing that's new in the calendar as well is that Newport have got their August date in already on the 16th to the 18th, which is fantastic notice, guys. I think you'd agree with that.
Agreed. Will you be venturing down, John?
Do you know what? I don't know. Let's see what happens. I haven't really planned after the Welsh Championships yet. Obviously, I've got the South Wales International. Is probably the bigger thing, but with the
Olympiads,
well, it depends on Olympiad selection as well, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
When will they decide on the Olympiad then? Do you know?
Probably when I've won the Welsh Championships. They'll probably do selection then.
Do you think they care about Blitz that much?
Blitz? No.
Blitz.
I mean,
you might win the real thing. Okay, right. Okay, I just didn't think that.
No.
The tandem, I should have said, shouldn't I?
The tandem.
I went for the wrong joke, right?
Yeah, you did. You should have gone for the tandem or the hand and brain tournament. That looks fantastic. Although I probably won't travel down to them, having just travelled down recently. But I think really I don't plan anything until after the Welsh Championships, apart from having an eye on the fact that the South Wales Internationals dates are those. And then after that, I'll go, okay, well, what's going on? How much do I need to play? How many brownie points have I got to where I can stay away and get away with it? Assume we've got a 4NCL weekend after the Welsh as well. Alex, is that right?
Yeah, it'll be right at the start of May, I imagine.
Yeah. So is that clashing with anything here? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think they'd make it clash with 4NCL.
I mean, I've got a junior tournament in April sometime. I think it's the 13th as well that I'm running in Staffordshire. I'll just take up a day, hopefully. But okay, well, that's the calendar. So we can move on. And I think
maybe I should mention, it's not relevant to Welsh chess per se, but they announced recently, unofficially, the British Championships is going to be in Hull this year. So not great news for anyone in Hull. Not great news for anyone in Wales. It's a hell of a journey.
Where's that compared to us then, John?
North, very north, very north.
We'd
Is
still
it?
have to. We couldn't commute.
Right.
Like Leicester was on the cusp of us commuting, wasn't it? But like when it was in Leicester, I drove down for a day, did something all day, and then drove home. I did some PR thing. I can't do that for Hull. I'd have to stay over for a couple of days.
It's out then. It's out.
Unless we make a real effort for it and none of us get selected for the Olympiad, then yeah, it's out. It's too much effort. You haven't got the points to stay away that long. The other tournament that I keep asking about every year, though, by the way, is Hastings. I'd love to go and play in this.
I had the worst experience in it. Like, I'd love to go and play, maybe, but like the time I went to Hastings, oh my god, it was bad. It was so bad. I don't know if I could tell you the story on stream how bad it was, but
no, I think people want to hear this. Actually, Johan. Actually, so yeah, far away.
It was pretty horrific. Like, you know, I was saying how ill I am now. Well, the last time I was this ill, it was when I went to Hastings on my own as like a 14-year-old, maybe. Yeah, I was 14. So I was on my own, and yeah, didn't go down with anyone. I got ill in round one, and I was so ill. I don't know if I could tell this story.
Keep going.
I was really ill. I couldn't move. Like, as in, I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't move. I couldn't move to my side of my bed to get my phone to call my dad to say I was ill or anything. Like, and I didn't make it to the round. Like, as in, I couldn't move. So I was just stuck in bed. Like, I threw up over myself like multiple times. And like, yeah, I mean, when they, I think the tournament organizers, like, I don't know, contacted someone and was like, you know, he's not turned up, what's going on? And somehow someone called my dad, and then my dad called the hotel person, and you know, someone just came into my room like after 2 days, I think it was, and just found me in a pool of stuff, like, and basically, you know, obviously I didn't play anymore and went home after like I played 2 rounds. It was really bad. Yeah. But, to be so ill that you can't actually move out of bed is pretty bad, isn't it?
Do you know what, though? If you were 20 years old when that happened, I'd say that you had a fantastic Hastings. I mean, that sounds like the perfect kind of chess week, actually, you could ever have. And maybe if we were ever to visit it and play in it in the future, I think the biggest problem that I've got is that your dogs don't suffer from this, but I really want to be around my dog when New Year fireworks go off. So maybe that's just a bit of a poor excuse, but it's also family time, isn't it, as well? So Christmas, New Year. So it's always difficult to do that. But I think just looking at the results, I think one thing that I was very impressed by, and unfortunately it's not Welsh players at this point, is the young players Shreyas Royal and also Freddie Gordon as well. I think Shreyas was very close to another GM Norm. He got 6.5 point behind the winner, Abhijit Gupta from India. But where's Freddie gone? I thought he did really well. Or did he tail off towards
12th as well? 12th.
He's
12th. Sorry, yeah, I missed it. The biggest name. So he was half a point back. I mean, you know,
he only lost to the highly rated GMs, like it seems.
No, he lost to 7 as well.
Yeah,
3, 4,
which is Garcia. Okay, he's not.
That game was close. That game was close as well. So they did fantastically well. And then we've got our fellow teammate Jack Rudd, who I think lost rating, but I think he got a little bit of form back. Is that right? Or
he finished well. He got 3.5 out of 4 in the last few rounds, but struggled early on.
And then
Tom had a good tournament, didn't he?
Yeah, well, that's what we're coming on to. I mean, we've got Danny Gormley and Keith Arkle here on 5 points, just to show you how tough it was. 5 out of 9, so they just scored above 50%. And you know, Jack finished higher than them, so he can't complain too much. So. And then, Tom Brown, fantastic results. We're going to come on to him in a second, have a look at his win against Keith Arkle. And I think somebody even mentioned at some point after that win against Keith, was it close to having an IM Norm if like he beat the French Super GM?
Yeah, he had to beat Lagarde.
Lagarde. And that game did not go well, did it?
No, but you know, it's nice to even have that thing where they say needs X out of X for an IM Norm, right? Even if you
keep giving yourself, you do that 10 times, you're going to take one of those chances, aren't you?
Yeah, you never know.
You'd
Lagarde has a phone in his pocket. It goes off.
Yeah.
He's got an IM Norm.
plant a phone in his pocket. Or do you know what? This would be a funny thing to do, right? I thought somebody might do this at some point. You've got those Find My Phone kind of things that you can do, where even if your phone is switched off, you can make it ring. So I don't know how this entered my head as really evil, but if somebody's got their phone next to the board,
this is John's plan for winning the Welsh. He just
basically, it's going to be Blackburn Bullen in the last round. Bullen will have his phone on him, like he would.
Well, I'm just privileged. I'm playing top board in the last round, mate. I'm happy.
Yeah, you're just happy.
This story.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I must have had the down float. I think I've played everybody else.
In this fantasy.
Yeah, this fantasy land that we're talking about. Okay, well, we got Francis Reynard here who played it as well. Luis Ortiz Sanchez. I don't know Luis too much. Do you guys know him?
Another name. I think he might be Aberystwyth based, but I don't know why I think that.
Michael Binks as well played, and that's all in this section. Was there another section to it, or
there's lots of like other ones? I think Olivia played in one of them.
All right,
but,
okay.
I don't think it went so well.
We're only looking for the main event, really, though, aren't we? So, one thing that we do want to look at, though, is not his game against Lagarde, but his game against Mr. Arkle. And I've actually seen that Keith's done this opening before.
He has quite a few times, yeah.
Do you know what this opening is called, guys? And in the chat, do you know what this is called, maybe?
Oh, I know, yeah.
Bishop check opening.
The bishop check. Well, do you know what?
The audible checks opening.
This would be a fantastic opening, wouldn't it?
Surely you go 1e6, John, regardless. Pre-move 1e6.
Well, do you know what I can do? But then I haven't got my King's Indian flexibility then.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you play King's Indian.
Yeah, right, you get an audible check that trumps
I would do.
You're never going to check anyone in a King's Indian.
Or even if they don't play c4, suppose they go knight f3, I can still go bishop b4 check, can't I? Just allow c3. No, this is, Tom Brown's white here, by the way, chat. So this is Keith playing this opening, which is, it's not actually that suspect. I've forgotten the name of it, actually. You guys, what's it called?
Motion detected at the front door.
I thought it was called, I don't know, the bishop check opening or something.
It's the kangaroo, isn't it?
I don't think it was the kangaroo, no. I thought it was something else. Did somebody say motion detected at the front door then?
Well, I don't have a motion detector, so it wasn't me.
Yeah, and have you got a motion detector?
I think it's the the ring doorbell or whatever.
Oh, okay, right, okay. I was wondering what was going through then. Can we have a look? Can we have a look who's at your front door?
I haven't got like a thing for it, no.
Okay, well, let's have a look at this. So I think this is either really good prep by Tom Brown or great play over the boards. But here's c5 on move 2 is obviously, and move 3 is, you could play knight f6 here and just transpose to a normal Nimzo. But Keith is deliberately playing, shall we say, off-piste to try and confuse Tom Brown with c5.
I've seen him claim before as well that he thinks in some way it's better than a Nimzo because he can play f5 and then knight f6 afterwards. So, yeah, he's not just doing it, I think, to avoid the Nimzo. He likes all these sort of nuances to it.
It can be a bit of a pain, actually. You've got to be very careful not to get move orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example, here if we go d5, which would probably be a most common response.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, that looks pretty ropey, doesn't it?
There's a lot of options for white. I'd be thinking about queen b3 even, actually.
So I haven't got all of the latest games saved, by the way, guys, but we can do a little bit of.
I like queen b3 there.
Let's just have a little bit more of a look at this because this is how far should I go back for
a3 actually? A3 is quite
enough.
A3 is a nice option there, actually.
Let's have a look. So this is
kind of depends what you play against. It depends what you play against the Nimzo as well.
Okay, so d4, e6, c4, bishop b4 check. He has played knight f6 here before, but bishop b4 check. Bishop d2 is the main move that's been played. Knight d2 has also been played. Tom Brown. So he's always gone c5 here, Keith has. He's always gone c5. And here he's had e3 as the most common one. And then takes f5. So this is what he's after, isn't it?
Okay.
And that's awkward, I can see.
Yeah, so it doesn't look easy to play as white if you don't know what you're doing here.
Yeah, this can be awkward. You kind of like, I think, isn't this called, when you have this pawn here, this is called like the kitchen sink kind of setup with these pawns.
The
You quite like that.
bathtub, I heard it called.
You heard
actually.
bathtub, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I should maybe add this to my repertoire, to be honest, because I could play stuff like this as black. And somebody's even tried G4 here.
That looks like my kind of move.
But look at white's percentage in these games.
Yeah, but look at their rating.
Their ratings
Yeah,
are
it's
quite...
just Keith being Keith, isn't it?
Yeah, he just does that, doesn't it? So that's against E3. Some people have taken, only one person played A3, which was Tom Brown. If I put on my computer, what do you think it's going to tell me is the top move?
A3, he's definitely prepped it, right?
Well, it needs some time to think. It's saying knight F3 at the moment, but DC5. He's probably prepped it. I only went back to 2018 as well, so maybe if we go back further, we'll find some more games. But I'll take this off now. But that just goes, just shows you a little bit about how we would prep such a line. But his game is, where's his game gone? It's this one. His game was A3 takes, which looks forced, and then F5 here. And I think this is a mistake in this position because of what Tom played. Yeah, and I think this is fantastic. Whether it's preparation or whether it's over the board play.
Though, the thing is, actually, A3 is not a big important move. So actually, if you go E3 and Keith takes F5, you can still go E4. Doesn't make much difference.
Yeah, I guess you have to get over that.
If anything, I'd prefer my pawn on A2 probably. So I've got bishop A3 options in the future.
Let's have a look at that.
That's a good point.
Very good point. So what he's saying here is that E3 takes F5. E4 is still the best move. And actually, we're plus one here.
Yeah, it's better without the A3 inserted, yeah.
And the thing is, though, you just have to get over your pride that you're going to play E3 and then E4.
It's modern chess.
Yeah. Whereas what
There's
Tom
no
did
rules these days.
was takes. Now here, knight F6, D5, B6, sensible moves, but F5 is basically trying to have your cake and eat it, is what I say. Because what's happening here is he's hoping that E4 doesn't get played.
Yeah.
I mean, even G4 is good.
As well.
Yeah, I mean, but people have to be brave.
I so want to play white against Keith.
I know.
This is like such my cup of tea.
Guess who's had black against him 3 times in a row? 3 times, and I knew about this.
So nice for white.
I know, and if you try something like this, you'd probably try it in blitz or rapid as well against you, because you've not got time to prepare as much. This is the kind of thing that he will do. You just learn how to do this, and you play E4 at this point, which is what Tom did, and he's already got a big advantage. I'll take the computer off now. And this is the game. D6 gets played, takes. And this pawn structure for black is truly horrific, isn't it?
Yeah, although you've got to be careful here as white that you don't get that complex fixed, and then black goes knight C6 to A5, bishop A6, picks off your C pawn. So you have to be active as white here. You can't.
Yeah, you can't drift it.
You can't mess around. Like, you've got to be doing something.
Well, D takes C5 isn't messing around, is it?
Yeah, bishop pair. So I think obviously it takes a bit of calculation, but that's the move you want to be playing with bishop pair. And now we don't have to worry about the C pawn in the same way.
I think that's quite good as well for any players looking, that even though we said that Tom Brown as white has to be active, swapping queens off doesn't mean that you're not being active. And actually just see how quickly these white pieces come into the game now. So check, castles queenside, rook d8 check threatened, winning the bishop.
Does he have to go king e8? It looks really weird. Like, why is he not going king?
Oh, there's big problems there with the king on that file, isn't it? Because there's no cover from the bishops. Bishop f4 check then, and then where's he going?
Because bishop f4 check, and then he can go here. Rook b1 check's coming in, or I mean,
I mean, the king might be safe on a6 actually, but yeah, okay. Fair.
Yeah, I mean, safe is a loose word.
Yeah. King E8.
But I mean, it's just horrible already. What do you think the evaluation is here?
+1.
No, I reckon after King E8, it's bigger than that. I reckon it's the engine will think it's huge. Like,
I'm going to go +3 here at this point. I was wrong.
Oh, bang on. Thank you very much.
We haven't mentioned knight f6 though, have we?
That's what I'd be playing.
Knight f6, just to get rid of the bishop pair.
Yeah.
But I guess you already got
Blitz,
some
yeah.
double pawns. Yeah, okay. Maybe black is
It's
okay here.
definitely takes some precision from white. Like you've got to be very careful, but
Because we can.
You just have to treat the bishop pair very carefully, basically.
I mean, we can say that when you play through this game that like Keith Arkle's opening was terrible. And actually, when you look at it on the computer, Tom's had to work really hard here to win this game.
So this knight now needs to go to d5. So like knight h3, f4, d5, I think.
So you want to go knight h3 or knight e2, f4?
Yeah.
I guess you choose h3, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Maybe h6, g5 might be something that they could do. You chose bishop e2. And knight h3, yeah, good move. This is where it wants to go. To the square. King f7, that king's running. And then chop, chop. Bishop pair gone.
I think it's probably close to equal now. I think plus 0.27.
No, I mean white still must be doing well. Just because
I'm going to go +3. What do you think, Alex?
Well, it depends if bishop
1.2.
Oh, what's done?
God, imagine Johan playing this position and thinking it's equal now. You'd be offering a draw.
You'd be offering a draw.
No.
Oh, my bishop pair's gone. I can't
How
win.
on earth is that such like it must be based on,
Active
Well,
play.
Tom's about to show us, I think.
Actually,
I think Tom is about to
the
show
more
us.
I'm looking at it, the more that bishop can't move on c8. So yeah, okay, it makes sense.
I mean, the check comes in. King's back on e8 again.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Rook h8.
Rook's on d6.
Yeah.
This has gone there.
Yeah, it's just based on tactics. Yeah. So
Yeah, the position, the piece activity is just not there, is it? And
you can't move.
And he keeps taking pieces, but he still has a big advantage. And now this knight pin is, and he takes one pawn, takes another pawn, 2 pawns up. But even here, we've seen Keith Arkle in endgames come back from 2 pawns down and still win games. And it's all about, can he finish it here? So I wonder what he was feeling here, because here it doesn't look easy to win.
It's not over now.
So we've still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
I mean, I do remember from the tournament that he played in with me, he had a relatively easy win or easy move in one of the end games, which he did mess up. So it is capable to mess up. And here, like, for example, rook d4, rook d2 to the guard f2 pawn. Still a lot of work to do in this position. And the rook's come back down to e6.
Oh, that's just a blunder, isn't it? What? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because of g4 coming in. And then king a2. I mean, this doesn't look like it's going in the right direction, does it?
Well, you traded your doubled c pawn for the h pawn. That's got to be
true. And he's just picking off pawns here, looking at it. And once he's got these like this, that should be one, right?
Yeah, especially because the king can just keep an eye on that a pawn.
Yeah,
the knights are off. You need to get these knights off because the rook. Yeah,
done.
There you go.
Well done, Mr. Brown.
The king covers that a pawn very easily. So, like,
he did this though.
Oh,
I was really worried for him here.
What?
I was really worried for him.
A pawn so easily, huh?
But he did it because he gets the g pawn.
Oh, you don't want to get down into this.
No, I was very worried for him here.
Because this is like technical now. You just no.
I think it's at least the king's on c5, right? It's quite a nice. Like at least you have an active king, and the king on b7 is a bit dodgy. Like I think I'd win this.
There's a bit of technique to it, though. You can easily mess something up.
I think with the f pawn, I think it's one. Oh, sorry, c pawn. Like here, he goes down to the end.
Why? You obviously play check, right? There.
I thought you should play check.
Really weird.
Why not play check?
Always play a check there, yeah.
Because you drive your opponent's king towards the back of the board somewhere, probably here. And you also allow your king to come forward. So here, you just start pushing your pawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to go here and then back and then block the check on the side with pushing the pawn forward. So it's just like a little bit of technique. It's obviously clearly gone for the H pawn. And then the resigns here.
Okay.
Gets over the line. But I tell you what, though, this is a really good win for Tom Brown. Has he beaten the Grandmaster before? Do we know? Oh, yes, he has. He didn't do it.
Beat Romanishin before. So that's at least his second. He might have more that I don't know about.
Why is he resigning here? Sorry, I've just had a thought.
Mm.
Why is he resigning?
Well, I'm guessing because this king's going to come in front of the
Yeah,
pawn.
he's been lost for ages, so why not at least play Rook A1, surely, or something.
Yeah, you should play Rook A1 here, shouldn't you?
Just hoping for H7.
Yeah.
It's just really weird to resign here.
I mean, I play on too much, I think, sometimes, so I can't really comment on it. I just want to say well done to Tom Brown. It's always good to see a Welsh player down a Grandmaster, and we hope to see more of it in the future. He's put the effort in to go and play in Hastings, so well done to him there. And those games will probably put him in the lead for most played for this time of this month. That's it for 2024.
Good point.
Possibly. Yeah. Okay, well, what's coming up, guys? We've got Foreign CL this weekend. Alex, do you have anything to say for this?
Not overly. I mean, we've only 3 Welsh players in our team, so we're less Welsh than we have been historically, but that might be a good thing for us. Yeah, I mean, I think we need a big weekend. So, after the stream's ended, straight to bed, lads. We need to be fresh.
Straight to bed. Yeah, especially for you, Johan. You've got to get you better. And okay, we've already talked about 2024. Obviously, we've got the Welsh Championships coming up. We've also got Olympiad selection, which I know at least 2 of us will be going for, maybe 3. But also, have we got a candidates tournament coming up or something?
Do you know when it is? I guess it's. I don't know.
I'll have a search.
Because apparently the match is going to be this year as well. So,
oh, really?
Yes, the match is going to be the end of the year. So I reckon it's probably due for March or April. It's in Toronto.
Yeah. April, yeah. Basically the whole of April.
Yeah, it's in Toronto, isn't it, I think?
Yes, Toronto, Canada, yeah.
It's quite a nice lineup now that Geary and So have been I don't like it. I don't like what happened, but it makes it more of a fun lineup. Random.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of decisive games compared to some of the previous ones because a lot of them aren't top GMs, which sounds disrespectful, but it's kind of true. So
I think Vidit actually is probably one of the best. Vidit and Caruana are probably 1 and 2 in the world now at the moment. Which is weird. Behind maybe Magnus is actually still playing quite well. So, but Prague and Hikaru, I mean, actually the only Abasov and Ferrugia I think stand out as being weak.
It's amazing to describe Ferrugia as weak, isn't it? Do you think maybe weak at this level?
I think he's erratic and he's just been found out, I guess. He had a purple patch a few years ago or something, and now people just are not fearful of him.
Yeah.
I think he lost his focus, didn't he? He didn't play for a long time and he wasn't interested. But I mean, you say erratic. I mean, I put Gukesh in that category as well. I think at times he's been super unimpressive. So it depends which one turns up in the candidates. He could if the best Gukesh turns up, he could easily win it. And if the worst turns up, he could be the whipping boy. So
I think Abasov and Faruja will probably not do too well, and I think Ukesh will be bottom half.
Yeah, I feel like they're all quite relevant players in a way. It's kind of good that Abasov's there because everyone will have to beat him.
Yeah.
So even if you draw with him,
yeah,
kind of drop to half.
I think I like it that it's a double round robin, right? Because it's not like you're getting bad luck by getting black against Abasov or something. Then I think it's at least it's good you get white and black.
I would love to play in a double round robin.
Organise it.
There we go. But more closer to home, though, we've got Widget Khan Z. Literally this weekend, is it? Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
It's interesting that Wenjin Ju is in it. That's really interesting.
Oh, we lost him. He's back. Yeah, well, I think they always pick a female, don't they?
I don't think, not always in the
always.
A category, but I think she was in one before as well. And I think as women's world champion, and she's not really worse than Warmadam or Donchenko. So I feel like it's kind of good to include.
Yeah.
And it's like the only chance you get to see the women's world champion mix it with the top guys.
I like it. I think it's really good.
Oh, I like it.
Really good.
I think this is why I like the tournament because they always have such a really good mix of players. You have 14 players for starters instead of 10, so they can throw in a few sort of wild cards. You know, and I think you don't just have the top people who halve out with everyone, and they focus on getting the young people in. Like there's no Dominguez, and that already makes it interesting.
I mean, to be fair,
never invited.
We've got the women's world champion. We've actually got the open world champion as well playing for what feels like an eternity, right?
He hasn't played since he became world champion. Is that correct?
Yeah. Oh no, he played this tournament straight away after in Bucharest.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, and it went quite badly, right? He was exhausted.
Well, great to see him back, and I was also Ju Wenjen as well. I really hope that she does well in this tournament, like 50% or something.
That's a bit ambitious, I think, 50%. But
it is, but that's what I'd like to see.
50% would be a massive score, so yeah, just not a massacre would be good.
And I always look down because you look at the challenges for this. Like, there's also a C group as well sometimes, but this is the B group, and this also looks like quite an exciting lineup as well. They've actually got quite a few females in there, but in second seed there, Mr. Neiman. Of course he is. There he is.
See if he gets blows through the field with 14 out of 14.
Yeah, he will do, obviously. But I mean, most of these are young players, or Erwin's Dutch, isn't he? So that's why he's there. They're young players, female, or they're given opportunities to load of people here, and they're just trying to get. I think really the top four there are kind of trying to win this. Maybe top five. Erwin always sometimes does well, but these are exciting players, and you've got literally 14 games every day to look forward to watching. And playing through, and even if there's a few draws, there's gonna be some craziness. I remember last year I was watching the B group actually more than the A group for just what was going on. I find that the openings are actually a bit more interesting for it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one to look forward to. It's sort of my bucket list to actually go at some point as well. But similar to Hastings, it's just an annoying time of the year, like in January. If it was any other month, I think I'd have already been. But so I think the amateur groups are it's a huge hall. I think they're in the same playing hall as the Masters and Challengers. So I don't think there's many tournaments where you can actually do that.
And just a quick question, chat. I think if you win the B group, you get into the A group next year. I think that happened to Dwayne Jones once. And I think
get an invite.
I think he played against Carlson and he was a piece up and then didn't win it, if I recall.
Yeah, it was the infamous, then the Magnus interview afterwards where they asked him if it was a sacrifice. He's like, obviously, I just blundered a piece. But
Crazy.
Imagine being that good that you can blunder a piece and people go, it must have been a sacrifice, right?
Yeah, crazy.
That must be a long time ago, right? Because if you were asking the question, the machines are so good these days that no one would ask that question.
No. All right then, gentlemen. Well, that kind of brings us towards a close. Obviously, we've got... we don't want to talk to each other too much, do we, seeing as we're seeing each other potentially this weekend and the National League. We don't want to give our board order away, of course, or potential lineups. So we cannot confirm nor deny any others are playing. And there may be a photo put on the Twitter feed later on at the weekend, if all 3 of us are there, of course, for the Welsh Chess Chat. And I have also submitted my request, haven't I, Alex, for a name change for the 4NCL team?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I want our
Just
4NCL team to be
denied.
called?
You wanted to call us Welsh Chess Chat.
Yes. And has it been accepted or denied?
I mean, if you want to pay £100 to change our name midway through the season, you're welcome to, mate. But
No, I do not.
Walking
Unless we can find a sponsor to do that. No, I don't. Well, thank you very much, both of you, for joining me. Thank you, everybody, for watching as well, and for listening to and typing in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube afterwards, then, yeah, please click like, follow, share, subscribe, whatever the button is. That just helps us do more of these as well. So thanks very much, and speak to you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.